I think the biggest gear swap that I'm making that is gonna help me be the most successful is, which is not great for my base weight, but yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Laura. I am going to be through hiking the Appalachian Trail in 2026. The crowd goes wild. Get ready for all the cheesy jokes. Get ready. So if you have been around the channel for a while, then you know that I attempted a thru hike of the Appalachian Trail in 2023, and I do have a lot of gear left over from that I've still been using and I plan to bring with me on this trip. So today I kind of wanted to talk about some things that I am swapping out, things that have changed since then, a few things that I've added in. I haven't really taken anything out, which is not great for my base weight, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Let's start off by talking about swaps, some things I have swapped out. Most of the swaps I've made has been in the clothing region, and some of it is for functionality. Some of it I realize does not work for me now, and some things I noticed when I was out on trail could be better, and I found better options for it. But some things is just because like I have gained weight, so I had to get different options, and I've tried other options. So let's start with my shirt. So in 2023, I hiked in a Amazon Basics synthetic athletic shirt. Nothing special. I think it was literally like 15 bucks off of Amazon, or like 20 bucks, and it came in a pack of 2 or 3. Nothing crazy, right? I purchased it last minute because I liked the design pattern, and that was that. Since then, I have realized that sun can cause skin damage, and we don't want that to happen here. So I have learned to start hiking in sun hoodies. So I've tried out quite a few in the brutal Florida heat, and I found the best one that works the best for me is the Patagonia Capilene Daily Cool sun hoodie. So I wore one on my Foothills Trail thru hike this past summer in 2025, and that kind of like sold it for me of being the one that works the best. And so I got a different color for the Appalachian Trail, a green one, and I think it's gonna work really well for me, and I'm very excited about it. I have also swapped out my shorts. So in 2023, I was hiking in Nike Dry Fit Attack shorts, literally just a synthetic pair that I got off of Amazon, nothing special, not made for long distance backpacking or anything, but they were comfortable, I liked them, so I picked them out. Since then, I realized when I wear that pair of shorts, my legs rub together. So I looked for a pair that was a little bit longer and would help prevent chafing happening. So I did try out the Patagonia Barely Baggy, Barely Baggy, or was it the baggy pair? I don't know. I tried them both out. One of them I brought with me on the Foothills Trail, and they worked out fine, but I noticed when they got wet, they were very hard to wear and caused like friction between my legs, and I really didn't like that. So I am trying out a different pair of Patagonia shorts. So far on my day hikes, they worked out really well. They're called the Patagonia Multi-Trail Shorts. They are more of that synthetic material, not so thick, more like athletic type shorts, but they are a longer inseam, so it definitely helps with the chafing situation, and I really like that. So I'm pretty sure those are the shorts I'm gonna bring with me, but I do wanna try them out on a shakedown hike here soon, so we'll see how that goes, and I'll let you know if I decide to choose those. Now, I also did swap out my buffs. This is actually the new buff I am planning to bring with me on the trail. Previous in 2023, I chose just to get a buff off of Amazon. I had worn it on several hikes. I really liked it. And then I got a actual buff brand buff in Franklin, North Carolina from Outdoor 76. That's one of the things that I love about them, is that they give thru hikers a free buff just for coming in, checking out their store. You don't even have to buy anything. They'll just give you one, which I think is amazing. I'm definitely going to be stopping in there though to buy a pair of shoes once I get there, because I feel like that'll be a good point to get a new pair of shoes for me. But yeah, so I tried out their buff, which I still have, and I probably will bring with me as well on the hike, just to have a second one. I like to have one for around my neck and one for my head. I realized the stretchiness between the two, there was a big difference, and I liked the Buff brand stretchiness better than the Amazon brand one. The Amazon brand one was a lot tighter, I felt like, so it pushed my ears in and kind of hurt my ears after wearing it all day in the cold of February. So I decided to get an actual Buff brand one. And I really like it. It's very cute. So you guys will probably see me wearing this like every day. So if you watched the whole 2023 saga that was my Appalachian Trail Thru-hike attempt, then you know my feet gave me a lot of issues. I was wearing the Ultra Lone Peak. I don't even remember what version of them, but the Ultra Lone Peaks, the ones with the zero drop that everyone recommends to wear. And like, if you're a newbie, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna obviously take the recommendations of the experienced people. They did not do great for my feet. I was in denial because I had worn them on a section hike. I thought they went great. I wore them on a couple section hikes actually. I wore them on day hikes all the time, and I was like, these are fine. These are great. They work well for my feet. I don't have any issues. Great, I'm gonna wear them. After hiking on them for 35 days out on the Appalachian Trail, no bueno, no good. So since then, I have tried out several shoes. The ones that have worked best for me so far has been the Brooks Cascadias. So I'm definitely switching to those. I am gonna be open though, if once I'm out on the trail and hiking on them for 35 days, if they're giving me issues, I'm gonna be open to switching. Another piece of clothing that I'm switching out is my headwear. So previously I wore a visor, which I still really like wearing visors. I think it's great, but for the time of year that I'm starting, I feel like a hat would be more beneficial. I also like a hat for purposes of sun coverage and bug coverage. So I am going to be wearing a pony flow hat, which allows me to have a top knot on the top of my head, which is why I originally chose a visor in the first place, because I like to wear my hair on the top of my head, and you can't do that with a hat. Pony flow hats have a hole in the back so you can put your ponytail through it. So that is what I'm going to be wearing as my hat or headwear. I'm also switching out my gloves. So my gloves that I had previous were a pair off of Amazon. Now I led myself astray on this one. I wore that pair of gloves on a hike in early March. I went out with my brother and sister-in-law for a little section hike, and they worked well for me on that hike. It was really cold, it rained, but they kept my hands warm, and I was like, okay, these are the gloves I bring. Now, the difference between mid-March to mid-February is drastic, drastic. So when I brought them with me out on my hike in 2023 for my actual thru hike, those gloves did not cut it. I was hiking down from Springer Mountain. I think we were around the Stover Creek area, which is like a lower elevation. My hands were frozen. I had to like ball them together to like get the blood flowing. Like I was so cold. So I did purchase a very heavy duty pair of gloves off of Amazon. They are very thick. They are very heavy. But I don't want to have what happened to me last time happen to me this time. So I'm going to start off with this really thick pair of gloves, and I'm going to be on the hunt if these don't work out for me. So if you have any glove suggestions, let me know. Similarly, to help me with the cold, I'm switching my sleep clothes. Now, you're going to be confused on this one because you're probably thinking, oh, merino wool, that's what everyone wears, right? In 2023, I had the merino wool sleep clothes. I think they're like the base layers that everyone has, and I was not comfortable in them. I had made that purchase because they were lighter than the pair of sleep clothes that I had on the Foothills Trail that I did as my like shakedown hike, and they also are supposed to keep me warmer. What I found is that they were not comfortable, so I wasn't sleeping well. They were itchy. My skin did not react well to them. So I am switching back to fleece clothing for my sleep clothes. So I purchased a shirt and some leggings that are both fleece lined from Bayleaf off of Amazon, same brand that I'm using for my hiking pants that I've worn. While I thought they didn't work well for me then, I feel like now that I'm more experienced, I think they'll be just fine. And they'll definitely be way more comfortable and less itchy than the merino wool. Okay, rain gear. This one's a tricky one. I mainly had to make this choice because I gained some weight. So I had a pair of Z-Packs rain pants and rain jacket that I loved. It was perfect. My subscribers actually donated to me and helps me buy this pair of this rain suit. And again, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. But I can't fit into them anymore, if I'm being really honest. And unfortunately, that means I had to buy new rain gear. So I cannot afford to buy the Z-Packs ones that I loved so much. So I had to go with the Frog Togs, the ultralight rain suit. Now if magically I find $500 on the trail and can buy the Z-Packs rain jacket and rain pants, I will probably buy them, but until then I'll be wearing the Frog Togs. I'm also swapping out my headphones. On my previous attempt, I wore just like wired Apple headphones that plugged into my phone. And now this time I'm going to be bringing Chages headphones. I've been wearing them for all my races, my running training, everything. They're very comfortable. I'm used to them. And for safety purposes, I think they work really well. The only thing I don't like about them is that you have to charge them. Obviously, it's another thing I have to charge and worry about my battery with. But I think for safety purposes and for purposes of me being able to hear my surroundings, because they are bone conduction, they go around your ear and not in your ear, I think they will work out better for me than the wired ones. I did also swap out my food cozy, whatever you call it. I previously had a like homemade one that my hiking partner had made for me out of an Amazon package. And I had to throw that one away. I think it broke at the end of my hike and I just had to toss it. And so I looked on the interwebs to find a lightweight one that wasn't super expensive, like I think Hyperlight makes one, but it's pretty expensive. And I heard it doesn't fit all the backpacking meals. And I want the options to fit all the backpacking meals because, you know, food is key on this trip. I actually found one off of Etsy that's pretty lightweight and fits all the backpacking meals. So I'm switching to that one. It's made more out of a reflective material. So we'll see. Hopefully it works. I haven't tried it out yet, but I have swapped to that one now. I think the biggest gear swap that I'm making that is going to help me be the most successful is my sleeping bag. It was a debate between the sleeping bag and the shoes, which one is going to help me the most. I think they're both pretty big, but I think the sleeping bag is going to help me stay the warmest. So I had an Enlightened Equipment sleeping quilt that was a 10 degree. I think it's the Revelation one. And I'm still sticking with Enlightened Equipment. I am still sticking with the quilt system, the Revelation, but I am switching to a 0 degree bag. I just think it's going to help me better with the cold. I was always worried when I would get into certain areas like the Smokies that I was going to freeze overnight. And I think that switching to a 0 degree is just going to give me that extra comfort of like, I'll be fine, you know? Okay, so that's all the swaps that I have made so far. We also have some things I have added in. The first one is I've added in a Hilltops Pack dog bone. So you're probably like, dog bone, what is that? It's actually a little, like literally shaped like a dog bone. It helps you to tie a knot for your bear line. It actually makes it a little bit easier than using a stick like some people. I know some people literally didn't use anything. They just knew how to tie crazy knots. And I was like, all right, you're impressive, but I'm not there. And so I tried it out on my Foothills Trail Thru-hike. It worked really well. So I'm bringing that with me. It also helped me keep my line from getting like tangled up each night. It gave me something to wrap it around. So it was really good. I am also planning on bringing a pair of Gooder sunglasses. This is new to my gear list. I just think it'll be helpful. There were a lot of days where my eyes were squinting because of the sun, and I just think it'll be better for me to have them. They're very lightweight, they're cheap, so if I lose them, it doesn't really matter, but we are adding that into the gear list. I am also adding in either a beanie or a fleece like headband for my ears to keep it warm. Now you're probably like, Laura, you have a buff, like you're fine. This is thin. It is very thin. So I am debating still whether I want to do a fleece like just headband because I am used to that, like running and stuff, or if I want to do a beanie. I still haven't decided yet, so let me know your thoughts in the comments on that one. Now, at the very end of my thru hike in 2023, the attempt, I should say, I purchased a air pump for my sleeping pad, and it was the Flextail air pump. and I didn't end up using it on that hike because I actually went home before I needed to pump up my AirPod again. So I have added that in. Technically, I did get it in 2023 on the trail, but it's something new that I'll be starting off the trail with this time. I am also going to be starting off with a small tick key. Now, I won't need it for the first couple months because it will be so cold out, but I'm not going to like send out a whole mail package just for a tick key or spend a lot of money on a tick key out on the trail when I already have them here. So it's very small, it only weighs like an ounce, so I'm just gonna carry it with me. Now, I am gonna come out with a full gear video later for everything I'm bringing with me, like a full overview of everything. But the last thing that I have added in for this time that I can think of today is a bladder. Not for my water, it's actually for using the restroom at night. It is a Nalgene bladder. It's a wide mouth bladder, and I haven't tried it out yet. I definitely need to practice with it, but one of the big issues that I had while I was sleeping at night is I was all warm and cozy in my sleeping bag, or at least I just got warm, and then I would have to go pee in the middle of the night. And I hated having to get out of my warm sleeping bag that I worked so hard to get warm in there with my body. And then I have to get out, I lose all of that warmth to go pee. And then I have to work all over again to get it warm inside my sleeping bag again. One of the things I'm gonna bring is that Nalgene bladder in hopes that I can use it in my tent. Obviously I can't use it in a shelter, but in my tent. And hopefully I won't lose so much warmth because I'll still be inside my tent. It'll allow me to then just throw the bladder, the pee somewhere, or I can like set it outside my tent for the night and deal with it in the morning, depending on how cold it is. Obviously, we don't want it to freeze overnight. That would be weird. But we're gonna try it out. I think we're gonna bring it, we're gonna try it out. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you've ever done that before. So that is everything that I can think of that I have swapped out or added in since 2023. Some changes I have made to my gear list. I am very excited for this thru hike in 2026. The AT has been calling my name, so we'll see how it goes. And I will be making a full gear list soon, I promise. I'm just like trying to finalize it before I put out one and then make a bunch of changes to it, right? So bear with me. If you have any questions for me, definitely leave them in the comments below. I'm going to be making a Q&A here in the near future, so let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely give it a like, subscribe, comment, you know, do all the YouTubey things. It helps out my channel, helps me reach more people and share my journey with you guys. And that is going to be it for today. I'll see you all next week. Bye.